You are listening to 1252 Sports Entertainment. Parental discretion may be advised.
Woo! It's about that time. FatMike Chicago Sports. Yeah. Woo. Finally here. Shot City Sports is right here. Updates on news, get it here. No rumors, cause we keep it real. FatMike. Sit back, relax, sugar beer one of them nights.
Hey, this is Carmen DeFalco from ESPN Chicago, and you're listening to the FatMike Sports Show.
Hey, this is Dave Richard from CBS Sports, and you're listening to the FatMike Chicago Sports Show.
Hi, this is Jesse Rogers for the FatMike Chicago Sports Show.
Hey everyone, I'm Scott Merkin, the longtime White Sox beat writer for MLB.com and proud graduate of the University of Michigan. You're listening to me on the FatMike Chicago Sports Show.
This is Chuck Arfine, and you are listening to the FatMike Chicago Sports Show. It's the best.
Hey, what's up? This is Greg Braggs Jr. from Braggs in the Stands, and you're listening to my guys on the FatMike Chicago Sports Show. Boom!
Hey everyone, Freddie Huebner from ESPN 1000. Great to be on the FatMike Chicago Sports Show. I'm Dan Zaborski, senior writer for Fangraphs, and you're listening to FatMike Chicago Sports Show.
I'm JJ Stankovitz from NBCSportsChicago.com and the Undercenter podcast, and you're listening to the FatMike Chicago Sports Show.
Hey Sparkle, you know what I listen to? It's the FatMike Chicago Sports Show with my guy, Fat Mike. If you listen anywhere else, no shock. Listen to Fat Mike. He's the best.
All right, and welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to another week of the FatMike Chicago Sports Show, live here at the Whistle Sports Bar and Grill, 159 Studios, here in beautiful downtown Lockport. You can't ask for anything better. I mean, look at this. We have the whole nine. We got a bunch of booze in front of us. We got a championship belt in front of us. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a great night. Not only that, but I'm welcoming back an old friend, my buddy Angelo Camacho from the Undefeated Sports Network. I can't wait to talk Bears with him. He likes to bet Cole Kmet on every single I don't know why he likes to bet Cole Kmet with an anytime touchdown, and he hasn't won ever. He hasn't won ever because Cole Kmet never fucking scores. Plain and simple. But not only that, but we have a great night here up planned for us. We're going to be talking Bears. We're going to be talking White Sox. We're going to be talking the whole nine. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait to get to talking with you guys. We got a lot of stuff to get into. So as we're sitting here, and not only that, we have Jim Cornelison, the national anthem singer. The last time Angelo and I talked to him, we were trying to get him to sing the Super Bowl. And I seriously think, Angelo, I'm no joke, bro. I think he should sing the national anthem at the Super Bowl because he is the best. And as we're sitting here fucking around, messing around, shooting the shit, I'm going to bring on Angelo right now. Angelo, am I wrong, bro? Am I wrong?
No. So if the Bears move to Arlington Heights and they get to host a Super Bowl, that could be his opportunity to open up the Super Bowl by singing, because what everybody in Chicago knows who he is. So what better opportunity than that?
Golden voice. Voice. I want Jim Cornelison. He's going to be alive a lot longer than I am. I want him to sing like the
at your funeral
eulogy.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea. That would definitely draw a crowd. At least people would be like super hyped. Would it be before or after?
All right. Fat Mike's dead. All right.
Let's get back real quick to the comment about Cole Kmet. That guy has cost me more parlays than I want to admit. Like I bet like $10 for like a 8-leg parlay on the Bears during the San Francisco game. Cole Kmet touchdown, all the hype in the preseason. Got everything except that fucking touchdown. It was been $2,000. This guy costing me money.
I know. Listen. Our guy Pig Dog Video already chiming in tomorrow night for tomorrow night. Big Mike, hope you're feeling better. Pig Dog, I am feeling much better. Thank you for asking. Thank you for your concern. Hope you're feeling better. Do you have a pick tomorrow for the Bengals Dolphins game? Ooh, this is a tough one. But the way I'm leaning right now, Big Dog, I'm taking the Dolphins on the money line in this game. This team is stacked right now with Waddle and Tyreek Hill. Tua is just absolutely ripping apart defenses right now. This team is ridiculous. I'm taking the Dolphins on the money line. Take the Dolphins on the money line. And listen, Angelo, I'm on a streak. I'm on a heater right now, man. I've been on a heater. Like I haven't lost the last couple of weeks.
Nice.
Can you believe that?
You haven't bet on New York sports, right?
No. I completely there is no New York sports.
Yeah, because as long as you don't do that, you've been in good shape every time I've known you to bet. So
New York is dead to me. New York is dead to me.
They're fucking dead to everybody. Is Tua playing tomorrow? Did he get cleared?
It's looking like he's going to play. It's looking like he's going to play. Yes.
Yeah, I'd pick them too. I think the Dolphins will win that game. I'm hyped to see Cincinnati's new fucking jerseys though. Those white jerseys look sick.
Dude, those Siberian tiger jerseys.
Yeah, it's badass. I would get one of those just because of how badass it looks.
Yeah, it looks fantastic, and that's cool. And you always see those hyped up, like this is what our team looks like. Like you always get like those. What am I trying to say here, Angelo? What am I trying to say? You always get those hyped up like if the what if jerseys.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like the fan made jerseys.
The fan made. Yeah. And a lot of them come in really cool.
Yeah. I wish the Bears I like the 100th anniversary jersey the Bears had, the white one with the blue or the navy and orange stripes on the shoulder. That was a good one. I liked the other ones that they had a few years back with there was like all navy and orange. That was one of my favorite ones too. But other than that, man, the Bears are kind of lame when it comes.
I like the one with the big bear head on the side.
Yeah, I wish they would do something cool like that.
Big orange bear head on the side and the orange face mask.
Yeah,
I thought that was dope.
Switch it up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's still your logo. Why not switch it up a little bit?
Right. I thought I seriously thought that logo was, man, let's do this. Like that's dope. Yep. Like, let's go. I think
orange face mask would be pretty sweet.
No, but the Bears are lame.
Yep,
so they just go with like, old lady McCaskey colors. Yeah. Black, blue, just whatever looks dead.
That's because that's the color of her son after he gets his ass kicked for all the shitty moves he does for the Bears.
Man, I'm telling you, man. Let's get into it. Let's get into it here. Now we're on the Bears here. All right, let's get into it. This last week, they barely pull out a win.
Yep.
This last weekend. It was a tough one. It was not a pretty win. It was
none of the wins have been. Even San Francisco wasn't. Or when San Francisco played in Chicago, it wasn't.
Well, I mean, that was a shit show regardless because it was, tremendous downpour.
Right, it was Chicago. A monsoon.
To get their ass whipped by, of course, the Green Bay Packers every single time that they play them.
Yeah.
And then this last week, why am I having a brain fart? Who did they play?
The Texans.
Thank you so much. Lovie Smith revenge game. All right, they barely win this game.
Yeah.
What is going on with this team, Angelo?
So we all kind of knew to start the season that it wasn't going to be a pretty season, right? The over-under, I think, was 6.5. That's already not a good start. Optimistic Bears fans probably picked them to be, 7-8, which is still average. Personally, to me, obviously, they don't have a very good offensive line for pass protection. I do think that the limited wide receivers does not help your young quarterback, but I really think Justin Fields has looked like he's regressed.
Right.
Like he looks awful, man. He was,
right.
he had a 27 QBR. Like, that's terrible. He's averaging 69% QBR this season in the 3 games that he's played. He's thrown 2 touchdowns in 3 games. There are teams that have more receptions in 1 game than the Bears have completed in 3. Like,
Right.
that's insane. And, you know, my thing, I was always on the train of the goal this season is to see what happens with Justin Fields. It doesn't matter wins or losses. I know we all like wins, make the Sunday more fun for us. But at the end of the day, I'll take 3 wins all season if Justin Fields is looking like the guy. But right now he looks shook. He looks unsure. He's like struggling to decide whether he should run or pass the ball. When he does pass, it's always late. It's not looking good right now. And it kind of worries me. I know it's only 13 games for his whole career, whatever, but you were hoping to see, okay, Nagy was the problem. Let's see him take a step forward. And it hasn't been that.
Right. And the thing that's coming up this week, you know, here at 1252, we have a big event coming up here this coming up weekend, live at Salerno's out in Hodgkins. And we're having a big old, tailgate almost, where it's the Bears against the Giants, yada, yada, yada. This Giants team is not a team to mess around with.
Nope.
It's truly not. This team could beat you.
Yeah.
And if this team beats you, you're in lackluster performance here. Like like if this Giants team beats you, it's like, oh boy, no Sterling Shepard. You got Kenny Galladay, who's caught 2-3 balls on the year.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Saquon Barkley, who's been he's been great so far. But if the Giants come out there and they beat you, you're not looking good. You're not looking good. You cannot take this team lightly, is what I'm trying to say.
I agree. So the Bears, at least when they played the Packers, their run defense was awful. Aaron Jones had 132 yards. He averaged 8.8 yards per carry. Like, bro, that's terrible. And Saquon is, I know he's kind of, lost a step or whatever, but he's coming off of playing some pretty good games. I mean, week 1, he had, I think, over 150 yards. And then, last week he had like 80 yards. That scares me more than anything on that team is if the Bears don't show up right away, this guy could just be at some crazy numbers by halftime. They haven't shown the ability to really enjoy tackling at all. Eddie Jackson, he's played better, but he still does that stupid fucking shoulder hit that I can't stand. Like, oh yeah, I'm just going to bump you and hope you fall. Like Saquon ain't going to go down when you hit him with a shoulder.
No,
you got to wrap that guy up. I think he's going to have a monster game. One bet that I would make is the Saquon Barkley anytime touchdown, and whatever his rushing yards are,
paired up
hit the
with
over.
a Cole Kmet touchdown.
Don't do that, you'll lose. Trust me. I know these things. I fucking know these things.
Paired up with a Cole Kmet touchdown. No, but I'm being honest, and Angelo, you know me. I've been a big player of what's going on with this Bears organization over the last 3, 4, or 5 years, and I've said it for years now. You cannot score points unless you have the horses in front of you to make you score points.
Right.
The offensive line for the Bears has not looked great. They've looked great on the running game, and that's fine. That's fantastic. But if you can't throw the ball, what good are you?
Right. In today's NFL, you can't do anything.
Is that Justin Fields, or is that more along the lines of the same of what are the Bears doing? You know what I mean? Like,
I think obviously we didn't expect this offense to click right away with a new head coach, new offensive scheme, and if you paid attention to preseason, everybody who covers the Bears was saying that it's a struggle. They're looking out of sync, and they definitely look out of sync. I think what happened was during that Cleveland game, the preseason game, they looked really good, right? They played really well. Justin was hitting the passes he needed to hit. And then you can't really judge the San Francisco game because of the weather.
Yeah, right.
And I don't know
you
if
can't really judge the Green Bay game because Green Bay always beats our
You're
ass.
playing Aaron Rodgers, right? And so now you're playing a Houston team that is
But against the Houston Texans, you have 106 yards, man. 106 yards.
I believe at
have to
halftime
be
he
better
had
than
like
that.
14 yards total passing or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
You can't win a game. I don't care what people say.
14 yards.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
They were talking on ESPN 1000 today. Abdallah was trying to like, oh, well, Ben Roethlisberger's first year, he only threw 17 touchdowns. And the difference is Ben Roethlisberger had Jerome Bettis running behind him. Like,
right.
The Bears don't have that.
Ward.
Yeah. And a defense that was just nuts.
Ward.
Troy Polamalu on defense and shit. Like, this isn't that team.
James Harrison.
If you're expecting Justin Fields and the Bears to throw fucking 8 touchdowns and make it to the playoffs and win a Super Bowl, you're crazy.
Right.
Now, let me ask
Angelo,
you something, Mike. I got something for you. Now, do you think we've been able to fairly judge Justin Fields so far this season, or is it just we got to wait a little longer?
So I think last year was a complete and absolute cluster debacle of messiness. I mean, legitimately, I think that was a complete mess of disaster, especially with Matt Nagy calling plays. This year is pretty much, in my eyes, his rookie year. Okay, but also it's hard for me to differentiate from what happened from last year to this year. All right, I'm still looking for that big game from Justin Fields to where it's, I mean, you have to throw 250 somewhere, bud. You got to throw 250 yards somewhere against.
Right, you got to throw a touchdown in a game.
You got to figure it out. You have to figure it out.
Like, I get it. Bro, give me 200 yards.
Right, exactly. Give me something more than 107 yards.
Yeah.
Or 106 yards against a lackluster defense.
9 fucking completions, dude. Like, what is this, Tim Tebow?
You have to give me something.
Right.
All right.
Absolutely.
Now, that being said, I understand that Matt Nagy, his play calling was his play calling was dog shit. All right. And this year, it's pretty much his rookie year and yada, yada, yada. You can't give a fair grade, a fair assessment on what Justin Fields is, but you got to start somewhere. I mean, that's exactly where it's at. You got to start somewhere. You got to give him a grade somewhere. And I get it, the monsoon game, the torrential downpour here in Chicago against the 49ers, the game against Green Bay up in Lambeau, which is, listen, Green Bay is really good. They literally own you. And then, boom, the next thing is you play the Texans and Davis Mills is over your defense. But
yeah,
we'll figure it out.
Davis Mills played better than Justin Fields.
What's that?
Davis Mills played better than Justin Fields in that game.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. More yards, more passing attempts, the whole 9. We come back from break, guys. We have 2 very, very special guests coming on with us. We have Jim Cornelison coming on. This guy sings the national anthem. Every time this guy sings the national anthem, I want to cry. It's amazing. It's beautiful. I love it. It's fantastic. And we have his buddy, Ed. Ed, I'm not going to try and butcher your name, Ed. I'm not going to butcher it. I apologize. You can tell me how to pronounce it when we go further. But quick, a couple words from our sponsors. Angelo, you hang tight, man.
Yep.
Hello, this is Paul from Nick and Ivy Brewing Company. We are located at 1026 South State Street in historic downtown Lockport, Illinois. We are very excited to be partnering up with the Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show, as well as the 1252 brand, because we are one of the few Chicagoland breweries that embrace sports and sports culture. Come in for a fresh brewed beer made right here in Lockport while catching the game of your favorite team. Stay for the live music that we have booked every weekend. or just come for a cozy atmosphere to enjoy a good conversation with a friend, loved one, or complete stranger. Nick and Ivy makes you feel right at home no matter what the occasion is. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook by searching for Nick and Ivy Brewing Company. Visit our website for our up-to-date tap list or to go shopping on our online store at nickivybrewing.com. That's Nikivy brewing.com. Come in today for fresh brewed beer born and raised in Lockport, Illinois.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Darren, licensed real estate broker with Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group in Homer Glen. Are you looking to buy or sell? Have you been disappointed in the past? The Jonathan Darren team with Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group focuses on providing you with a concierge level of service during the process of buying or selling. We are a service-oriented team with a fresh and professional approach to selling real estate. Our goal is to combine knowledge, skills, and passion to exceed our clients' expectations, and most of all, we truly care. We are a knowledgeable real estate team focused on offering expertise and innovative solutions for our clients. The Jonathan Darren team has 5 full-service real estate brokers and a dedicated full-time marketer servicing all of Chicagoland. We will customize a detailed plan around your timeline for a sale, purchase, investment, estate, or other needs. Real estate transactions can be stressful, but don't need to be. Let us handle it for you. Visit our website, homesbyjdt.com, or call 708-308-1938 today. Expect better in real estate. Choose the Jonathan Darren team.
Hey, this is your girl Ruby from Habano Cigars in Homer Glen, Illinois. We are the best cigar lounge around. From Davidoff exclusives to anything Plasencias, from rare Opus X's and everything in between. We literally have it all. And if it's not here, we'll get it for you. Here at Habano Cigar Lounge, we host amazing and exceptional events on the last Thursday of every month. That includes free food, raffles, prizes, and giveaways. We're open from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Thursday, Friday and Saturday 9 to 11, and on Sunday 10 to 10 p.m. Again, we are located at 133 West 143rd in Homer Glen, Illinois, so drop by and give us a call today, 708-590-6473. Habano Cigars, Homer Glen. It's a vibe.
It's a vibe. All right, and we are back, and we are going to welcome on Angelo, my son, my buddy, my old school heterosexual life mate.
That's right.
And my guy here, Jim Cornelison. All right,
hey, guys.
We got a whole show going on here. Jim's just hanging out doing his thing, and Ed, I'm not going to try and pronounce your name, Ed. I apologize. I know how to pronounce your first name, but I cannot do your last name. Ed, what is your last name? I apologize.
My last name is Shrank. Like I used to be taller.
Shrank,
like
but he used to be taller. Okay. All right, I got it. Here we go. So here we go, guys. Now you guys are doing both you guys. Jim told me to listen to some of the national anthem stuff that you do as well last night, and you have beautiful voices as well. But you guys are all over the place. I can't keep up with you guys. You guys are singing the national anthem all over the place.
You know, it's funny. Ed and I met a few years ago.
I got one guy in Washington. I got one guy in Chicago here. I'm watching one guy getting rained on here in Chicago with Jim. I got another guy getting the standing applause everywhere. You guys are singing the national anthem everywhere.
Yeah. You know what? Ed and I met a few years ago, and you saw the video things I sent you, Mike. But for listeners, Ed reached out to me. You know what? I should let Ed tell the story, but yeah, he basically came to me and wanted to learn to sing the anthem, and he has sung it way more than I ever imagined when he first called me on the phone. So I don't know, Ed, why don't you tell him?
Yeah. So Ed, so hold on really quick. So in my opinion, Ed, Jim is the best of the best. I have watched this man for years here at the United Center, singing games for the Blackhawks and the whole nine. And he tells me that you've been taking lessons from the best of the best, which is awesome to me. That's fantastic. So tell me what that's like for, is he strict? Is he slapping your hand with a ruler? What's he doing?
He's very mean, and I've been abused a lot in my life, and I really missed being punished. So I found Jim, and I thought, well, how am I going to get Jim to punish me unless I ask him to teach me how to sing, So that was the whole plan. But I'm not serious about that. But I just I was in the hospital, and I was supposed to never speak or eat again. And I found some doctors down in Texas that saved my life, and they saved my voice. And I was like, I want to learn how to sing. And I read online that the dumbest thing to learn how to sing is the national anthem because it's too difficult. And I thought, well, I want to do that because usually people that describe things like that, they're afraid of it. And I'm attracted to things that make people scared. So, I thought, well, coincidentally, the greatest national anthem singer in the history of our country lives here in Chicago, where I live. And so I went to go talk to him. And, I don't think we started on this pathway. I think, I didn't pitch him on, well, let's build a relationship for years to come. It was more like, hey, will you just kind of take a look at what I'm doing and just kind of, I don't know. I don't know what we initially started to do, but we just never stopped.
Right.
Right.
And, that's awesome. I really appreciate that. Now, Ed, give us if you don't want to discuss it, I totally understand. I 100% understand. But give us a little bit of backstory on what's going on, what happened. How did you reach out to Jim?
What was happening with me losing my ability to speak, all that stuff, or
yeah. Give us a little bit of backstory.
So I was exposed to a lot of jet fuel in the Marine Corps, and it caused cancer to begin in my left tear duct. And so that was cancer number 5. I've had cancer 8 times now. So that's what you see like in my face. They've rebuilt my head 3 times. I've had my skull removed. I've had, obviously my eye removed and just lots of stuff.
Well, Ed, Dave, when you came to me, you'd been fighting with cancer for how many years already? How?
7?
Remember, 7 years? I was thinking it was 5 years when you came to me. That's okay. So you've been fighting with it, and you're telling me that you might lose your voice, and then you told me you wanted to get ready to sing a national anthem for the 49ers game?
No, that was the first one was San Francisco Giants.
San Francisco Giants game, and you wanted to do this in 5 months or something, right?
Yeah.
4 months.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't very long. And it was like, oh, my God, this guy's afraid of losing his voice. He wants to sing for this venue. Well, that's not singing in the shower. That's not singing for mom. That's, national TV and doing the San Francisco.
Oh, shit. Hold on. Where did he go?
Ed doesn't like talking
Jim.
about all this stuff.
Jim, we lost you for 2 seconds. We lost you for 2 seconds there. I apologize.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
But you're right. Yeah. I mean, I can only imagine what it's like going in front of thousands and upon thousands of fans to sing the national anthem. Jesus. Even in the shower, my life yells at me.
Thousands of fans thousands of fans is easy. Singing in front of Jim is terrifying.
Oh.
It's terrifying. I don't know if you know this, but he's a good singer.
Yeah, no, I know. He's the best of the best. He's my guy out here in Chicago.
Yeah.
When Ed came, I just wasn't sure what to think because he's telling me all the stuff that's been going on, and he doesn't like to talk about it so much. But real quick, like, he talked about having part of his jaw removed, having part of his upper palate removed, having part of his throat removed with the danger of even more. And it's like, well, how do we sing? And like his voice, when it speak, it can get nasal, right, Ed? And so then we're always talking about, hey, we got to keep the voice down out of the mouth because, you've had reconstructive surgery between the mouth and the nasal passages. And it's just, and how much can you release your jaw anyway? Man, it was a lot to take on to think of doing it for the San Francisco Giants. So now, like Ed, you always say, enough of the boo-hoo-hoo. So since the San Francisco Giants, that first game, which you did, and you did really well, how many other things have you done?
I'll just do a round, probably 30 stadiums. If you want to just do Major League Baseball, NFL, and NASCAR. And then maybe another 30, formal events,
That's excellent.
Hey, Mike,
yeah.
I know this is a sports show. People can say, well, why this isn't about sports? But you know what? Ed would have never found me if it wasn't saying, right, I sing for the Blackhawks. Ed would have never found me if that wasn't true. And then for him to have that dream of singing in those different stadiums and to be able to pull it off, this is its own success story. You know what I mean? And it's all tied to sports. And what are you doing this weekend, Ed?
This weekend's the Atlanta Falcons. And I'm really trying to incorporate, doing the national anthem is awesome. But I try to, get, community partnerships going. So every time I have an event, we're doing stuff for Gold Star families. And, it's an excuse where people get attracted to this story, and what we're doing. I've got a Raiders game November 13th. We're doing something in Las Vegas with that. And then we've got a Patriots game November 20th. And, I'm telling you, Jim used this phrase, but Jim doesn't like talking about this. Everything comes from him. He works with me on this stuff. He's world class. And this ability that I have, all I do is I just, I don't want to say shut my mouth because it involves singing, but I shut my brain off. I just do whatever he says. And I'm just like a mule or like an ox tied to the, whatever you tie an ox to. and he just gives me, feedback, tells me to what degree I suck every week. And, whether it's completely or only half, and then just work on it. And we work on it and we work on it. And I just owe everything to him. He's not just a world-class singer. Like, his commitment to the veteran community is, it's inspiring to me.
You know what, Ed? He tells me the same exact thing. He'll text me once a week, be like, dude, your show sucked this week. It was terrible. It was garbage. You got to get yourself better. We were diagnosed. He's chopping. He tells me the same exact thing. He's like, dude, listen, you got to be better. He does the same for you. He does the same for you. He tells you when you suck.
But seriously, I know it's hard for me to find people that will train me like that. I got so many people feeling sorry for me that to have someone who will work hard with me. That is so valuable for me. And I just so grateful. So grateful.
Hey, am I back? Thank you, Ed. Am I back, guys?
Yeah.
You're back.
I'm back. I don't know what he said, but it's probably all lies. Ed's a hard-headed guy, and I kind of am too. And it's been something over the years, like, I'm not going to do it on air, but when we work together, we don't always speak in polite terms, and we're not always calm, and we butt heads a lot. And, I got to say, it's what he was just saying. It's like a lesson in, like, hey, man, your head might be screwed up, but, well, I'm talking about the outside head. The inside is, no doubt, is screwed up too. But,
I'm custom beautiful.
You're beautiful, baby. But we're doing a job, right? We're working on something. We don't have time for that, If there's a problem with the jaw not releasing or something because he's had part of it, it doesn't matter. You just focus on the job at hand. You find a way to make it work. It's not there's nothing like self-indulgent about what Ed's doing or what his life is. He's got a head full of ideas, and I know he likes to be able to focus on that. And there's a real lesson in that.
Well, it's more than just what you're saying. What you're saying, Jim, is pretty much essentially it's more than just a Hawks game. It's more than just a Bears game. Like we've seen you week 1 in the NFL here. We all watched you sing the national anthem. It's more than that. All right, you got to prep yourself for that. You got to have the right atmosphere, the right voice, the right temperature, and everything like that. For a singer, it's a big deal. For a guy who goes out there and sings the national anthem, it's not just I can go out there and fucking nail it on take 1. You have to have temps to go and do it. And you guys are the best of the best. And listen, I love it. I remember week one sitting in my living room. I even had my wife take off her wig. I'm like, listen, take off that shit, put it on your chest. Jim Cornelison singing the national anthem. You better not be fucking around here.
Yeah.
Well, I think that there's two worlds, and there's people who come to the game and maybe they're like, all right, who's singing today? Let's get this over with. I want the kickoff. Or maybe there's people who come and they just love the noise and the rowdiness of it, say like at a Blackhawk game or something, and they think, oh wow, this is really cool, gives me goosebumps, but it's pretty superficial. Now there are those people, but then there's this other world where you have veterans, first responders, people who have given their life for service. I don't mean died, but they've lived their life for service, and then they're fully aware of the cost that is embedded in that, right? Being in the military or a first responder or something, whether it's a fireman being burned up or a policeman being shot. However, in terms of just numbers, it's the veterans who pay the biggest sacrifice, and the anthem means something, right? It reminds them of the sense of purpose and mission, of why there is that sacrifice, and what's valuable in life, what's valuable in our country. And when you've suffered like a Gold Star mom, all the family of somebody who's been killed in combat. People, Dostoevsky say, to have real understanding, it takes pain and suffering. So you have this whole other world. You have two worlds of how people experience these sporting events and these anthems, and I can only really talk about it because I'm exposed to it. I've never served in the military, but then when Ed gets up and sings, if people go online and look for Ed Schrank or the Singing Marine Anthem or something like that, they're going to see all the stuff that he's done on there, and it's just such a powerful message. A picture speaks 1,000 words, and there it is. It's pretty amazing.
Right.
Pretty amazing thing, and for any group to have him.
That's the next question I had for Ed. That's the next question I had for Ed. Ed, what is the most? What is the? I don't even know how to word it, Ed, and I apologize. What is the most touching time that you've sung the national anthem? Where is that? Where was it? What was it? Where
I
were
think
you?
the first one. No, the first one. I mean, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but one thing that we've never really talked about is
please talk.
one thing that we've never really talked about is Jim and I worked for a long time, and then I had a surgery. I don't even know if Jim, it's not like just to remind you, I had been learning how to sing, and then I had a surgery, and I come back from this surgery. When Jim and I first sat down, I didn't have a hole in my mouth. And then I come back from this surgery, and I've got this giant hole in my mouth. And like right now, I have a hole, but I also have a prosthetic that mostly fills it in. Anyway, the point is, I could have quit. Like, nobody would have called me a quitter. I had when I got back from that surgery, I didn't sing for a couple months. And the date of this San Francisco Giants game is coming up. And I still had to wait for the entire surgery to heal. I didn't even have a prosthetic yet. And it was just kind of like, I just wasn't quitting. No matter what happened, I was going to get out there. Even if I was going to go out there and just sound like a narwhal, somehow I was going to do it. And lo and behold, I got fitted for this device. And then Jim and we didn't have to start over at the last minute, but we had to, again, I don't want to go into take more time. The point is, that was just basically feeling like, I'm just not quitting. I'm just not quitting. There is no good reason not to quit, but I'm just not quitting. And that came from being a Marine. Like I always say, no one's tougher than a fat Marine. Because fat Marines work harder running than anybody else I've ever met on the planet. And I'm just not quitting. It would make a lot of sense to quit, and I'm not quitting. And so when I got out there for the San Francisco Giants game, for their first one, and I just felt like so grateful to have made it, just to have made it that long.
Right, for sure. Well, I know all about being a fat guy, so you don't have to tell me twice. I know all about being a fat guy because
my name is. Does anybody work harder than a fat broadcaster, Mike? Maybe a fat opera singer.
Nobody works harder than a fat broadcaster. Listen, it's a lot of beers being drank, a lot of beef sandwiches being ate. Let me tell you, the fat broadcaster knows what it's all about.
I respect you.
We opera singers would challenge you.
Yeah, I know, right? Guys, it's been awesome having you guys on, and I really do appreciate it because, it's not even like I wanted to bring up some Blackhawks and some national anthem shit, like what you guys have done, but it's more along the lines of like what you guys have done. And I truly appreciate that. Every time it was a shock for me, Jim. Jim, this is no bullshit. On week one, sitting here, we had a here at 12:52. We had we had a tailgate party, and I'm sitting there, I'm looking at you on the TV, and you're sitting there singing the national anthem during the Bears and 49ers game. And me and Fred Huebner are sitting there laughing. We're like, that's my guy. He's like, watch him. He's going to point at the flag. Fred Huebner, he's like, he always kind of rips on you a little bit. He's going to point at the flag. I'm like, yeah, but that's what makes Jim Jim. You know, like that's what makes Jim Jim. He points at the fucking flag. Let him point at the flag. You know,
I appreciate that.
Like,
What up?
it was awesome. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, like, and I'm still new to this. I listen, Ed, Jim, Angelo, you guys know that I'm still new to this whole aspect of doing interviews and all that other stuff. And sometimes I have to take a step back and be like, I've talked to Jim Cornelison and asked him why he pointed to the flag at the United Center and at Soldier Field. And Ed, now I got you on here. Why do you do what you do? It was a special dragged out of the Red Rockets, red glare or something like that. You know, I'm gonna pick on you now. Both of you guys need. I'm on the show. I'm on the board. Angelo, you are too. I know you are. These guys need to sing the Super Bowl national anthem.
Yeah, last time we talked with Jim, that was kind of our mission, was to get him on there. I think if the Bears go to Arlington Heights, like I was telling Mike, that might be the best opportunity for us to get him at the Super Bowl.
Both you guys, Super Bowl bound.
I always tell people I wish I could hire myself. If I could hire myself, I would do the Super Bowl this February for sure.
Super Bowl bound, both of you guys, and it's gonna be because of Fat Mike. You guys gonna have to arm wrestle for who's gonna do it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Jim is a national treasure, and he's got a book coming out. I think everyone would be a better person for reading it. You guys need to have the book on your show. I mean, it's just amazing if you really want to understand, because Jim doesn't talk about himself enough. If you want to understand what he's really done, I think you got to get that book going.
Well, thank you, Ed. It'll be a little while yet, but
Jim is literally sitting in the same Arby's drive-thru that I am right now. He's literally.
I'm doing what?
I'm right behind him. Huh?
You're right behind me. I'm confused.
I'm right behind the same Arby's drive-thru that you are.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, you know what? It's like when I wanted to say something about that Bears game. What crazy conditions. Going out there, it had been pouring down all day. When I walked out on the field, not just to sing, but just before that, when I walked out on the field, I stepped on the field, and as I pulled away, it sucked my shoe off my foot. So I'm like singing with one wet
I'm
foot,
sure it did.
And I got my shoe back on, of course, but I'm walking around with one wet foot, and I'm like, how are the players going to play on this? And then looking at everybody in the ponchos, the rain's coming down. It slowed down for the anthem, whatever. But, you know, there was just a lot. It was just such a crazy atmosphere that day. And I guess, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but, you know, as I'm walking out on the field, am I thinking like, oh, it's 9/11 or, oh, it's what, you know, what I'm thinking is I don't want the field to suck my shoe off again, you know, as I'm walking out there. And then, you know, you turn around, you do the anthem, and, you know, I'm in the moment then, but never mind whether I'm thinking of my shoe getting sucked off or not. The point is, like Ed and, you know, working with him, the life that he's led, the meaning of the anthem. I hope everybody, but especially, you know, Blackhawk fans, Chicago sport fans, you know, they can take it to heart. It's like, this is what it means. Maybe not to every person, but this is what it means in the most real stripped down sense. And that people take pride in kind of our traditions around here in Chicago with the anthem and how it can
100%. 100%.
Yeah. That's what it's about, right?
It was awesome having you guys on with us tonight. Thank you guys so much for hopping on with us tonight. Ed, Jim, thank you again so much. We really do appreciate it. I mean, listen, every time I talk to you guys, it's something different. You know what I mean? It it gets my heartstrings tingling a little bit every time I talk to you guys. And I hate everybody. I don't like anybody. I don't like anyone. But every time I talk to you guys, it makes me feel happy. So
I
thank
think you and
guys.
Ed are
I really do
spirit animals.
appreciate it.
I think you and Ed are soul brothers, spirit animals.
Yeah,
Ed,
pretty much.
Ed, you know what I'm saying, right?
I love all humans.
I'd listen. I'd be better off just by myself without any human interaction from here on out to the time I'm dead. I'm okay with that. I just don't want to. I don't want to talk to anybody. That's my and that's the list. and in the job I'm in, it's not a good sign. In the job I'm in, I got to be better.
I think this job is therapy for you.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and once a week I have therapy. Yeah. So, guys, thank you so much for hopping on with us. Thank you for hopping on with me and Angela. I really do appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. Jim, Ed, you are the best. Jim, we'll have you on again here soon, talking puck with our hockey show. Ed,
sure.
Where are you singing next? Ed? Where's the place you're singing?
Atlanta Falcons game this weekend, 1 p.m. Eastern, I think. So noon.
The Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
All right, you're singing the national anthem in Atlanta at the Atlanta Falcons game. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Did you get nervous?
Of course. I talked to Jim about that once. I was like, what? I thought maybe that was amateurish, that I was always nervous. And he told me that, the harder you work, the more, you get nervous because you're investing your life into it. And it's not a good sign if you're not nervous, because then you're not working hard enough, So,
right.
So yes, when I'm working hard, and then, you're going out there to risk all your time. So, yeah, I get nervous.
Because you care.
Yeah.
I'd be nervous as hell. Only because, to be honest, I don't know all the lyrics.
Uh-oh.
I don't know all the lyrics. I would fumble it up. Angelo, can you imagine me singing the national anthem?
I would actually pay to see you try. So, I pay just for the sheer entertainment of watching you struggle through it.
I would definitely 100% fumble it up. I would definitely 100% fumble it up.
I think you can do it.
It'd be like me. It'd be like Justin Fields fumbling up a ball.
I'm optimistic. I'm staying optimistic on Justin Fields myself.
I don't want to talk about it. It's only going to make me upset, Jim. It's only going to make me upset, Jim.
Well, I
don't want to talk about it.
Maybe this is a good time to run away. Retreat.
This is definitely a good time for you to run away, because now it's time for me to scream and rant and holler and everything else. Jim,
all right, well,
Ed, thank you guys so much for hopping on with us. I really do appreciate you guys. You guys are the best. Ed, after the Falcons game, where else are you?
November 13th is the Raiders. November 20th is Patriots.
How about
all right.
that?
I'm gonna start. Jim knows I fuck around on Twitter, and I make shit happen, and I will make shit happen. I'm gonna try and get you guys to do like a Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston duet.
Which one am I?
National anthem for Super Bowl. You guys just have to figure out who's Whitney, who's Bobby Brown.
Yeah, I'm worried. Hey, all right. Hey, I got to run, man. But
it'll be a fun time. It'll be a fun time.
Yeah, I was thinking more Jonas.
Jim. Guys, thank you so much for hopping on with us. I really do appreciate it. You guys are the best. Jim, as always, you are amazing. And Ed, thank you for hopping on with us, man. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate sharing your story with us. It's been awesome. I really do appreciate it. You guys are fantastic. And I cannot wait to have you guys on again. You guys are fantastic. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thanks, man. All right, everybody, have a good night. Angelo, you too.
Thank you, you too.
All right, bye.
Take care, guys. All right, Angelo, here we go. Oh, it's been a long night, dude. It's been a long night.
Yeah, I'm over here coughing, having to mute my mic and shit. I'm battling.
I
just
know,
got done having COVID for the third
thing.
time, so like
I'm doing the same exact thing, dude. I had to cough I had to mute my mic at least 3-4 times.
Yeah, I hate being sick, but that was a fun interview.
Oh God, my mother-in-law is chiming in here. She says, the person who talks to anyone and everyone hates people. I don't buy it. My mother-in-law. I love you, Miss
Mary.
Mary.
They always say mother-in-laws know best, right?
Yeah, she does. My mother-in-law knows me like the back of my hand. But she don't know me, you know. She don't know me. You know me. You know me, Angelo.
Yeah, I do.
Where I get mad and
true
pissed off at everybody, and
yep.
I said Justin Fields fucking stinks, and I said this offensive line fucking stinks, and the whole nine, and we're gonna get into that because now I'm pissed. It took me 2 seconds. It took me all of 3 seconds, Angelo. It took me all of 3 seconds for me to get pissed off.
Well, I mean, that's like, I guess, I'm always pissed at the Bears.
Do I just stomach it and vomit on the way home?
Yeah. Drive with your head out. You ever see Ace Ventura when he's driving with his head out the window? Yeah, just do it. There you go. Just like that.
This fucking team drives me nuts, man. It truly does.
They always... I never end a conversation about the Bears on a happy note, that's for sure.
No, it's been like that for a long time. So now, Angelo, let me ask you a question, okay?
Yeah.
Is this team right now built either for developing the quarterback or for wins?
Neither. At the moment, I mean, if you watch the games,
there has to be something.
If you watch the games right now, they're winning games, but they had no business winning that game last Sunday against the Texans. Right. And really, until Justin Fields had those breakdown plays against the 49ers, they had no right winning that game. They could easily be 0-3 right now. And imagine if they were 0-3, Chicago would be burning if Justin Fields is playing this way. Like, I don't think this team is built for anything right now. I don't think they know what they're built for other than running the football. And you can't run the football in 2022 and expect to be able to keep up with the elite teams. You just can't. It doesn't work that way.
Right. So now, Justin Fields, your grade is with you being specifically. Is Justin Fields' grade this year only going forward, or last year going forward?
I think with how bad the Bears looked last year with Nagy and then all the quarterback changes, I think it would be difficult because it's new offense and everything. But I think you still have to look at it as a body of work that he's put in. And he's had a tendency, last year included, to fumble the ball when he's pressured. He has a tendency to try to extend or try to run before he should. He hasn't been able to read receivers. I think he's afraid to throw the ball into tight coverage. But I said this on We do a show on Sunday mornings called Out of Hibernation, and it's our Bears pregame show. And I said that I feel like a lot of quarterbacks that come from these elite programs like Ohio State, they struggle so much because you come from a system where your offensive line is the best offensive line. You have some of the best weapons in college football. You're going up against teams that aren't on your same level most of the time. So you're getting wide receivers that got 5 yard separation from the defender. In the NFL, it's not like that. Like, he's going to have to take a stand and like make the decision. Okay, I think that's a window I can fit this ball into, and just fucking do it. And if it's not, well, then he learns from that. I think not having him throw is a bigger detriment than anything else this season. I think, like, at halftime last week, instead of just wasting 3 timeouts, I felt that the Bears should have pushed him and, hey, let's see how you do in this scenario. Can you rise up? Can you take it upon yourself? Because you've seen those flashes, and I know people talk about those flashes all the time, but we need more than just flash plays every now and then. Like Trubisky had flash plays every now and then. And Trubisky, if we're being honest, when he was with the Bears, played better than Fields has played with the Bears. So whether and I'm not saying Trubisky was a world beater by any means, but at least the dude moved the ball a little bit more. I mean, at this point, Justin Fields he barely have 1,000 yards by the end of the year. Like, that's awful, man. That's like Tim Tebow numbers.
Right. It's scary. It definitely is scary to see where we're at with Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Last 2 years ago when we drafted him, we were sitting there live. Fred and I were sitting there live for a live draft show at Nick and Ivy.
Yeah, I was we were doing the draft show.
Right. I flipped.
Yeah, you were pissed.
I was fucking pissed.
Yeah.
And why?
You wanted him to take Tevin Jenkins.
You want to know why I was pissed? Because you drafted a guy again, in Bears typical fashion, that makes zero immediate impact.
Yeah.
Get a fucking guy who you can, seriously, you know where your struggle is at this point. Get a guy where you struggle.
If we're being honest, I think a lot of people felt better about the draft after
I didn't.
It was over, because you got Justin Fields, you got
I felt better.
Tevin Jenkins, who everybody had as a first round.
Don't forget, Tevin Jenkins was way later.
Right, but he was projected a first round.
Right.
So realistically, the Bears should have got their quarterback and an offensive lineman to help immediately. But for some reason, whatever that is, those two guys have not Jenkins was hurt most of last year, and
it was an absolute shit show.
Yeah.
Now that being said, like, you saw me, I fucking went nuts. I went fucking berserko over that.
Yeah, you were not
I was not
a happy camper.
Like, why? Why do you draft again? Why do you draft a guy so high who's not going to help your team immediately? And that goes back to even Mitch Trubisky. You move up to number 2 and you don't take Quentin Nelson? Are you fucking stupid?
Yeah.
You move up to number 2 and you don't grab the best offensive lineman available or the best wide receiver available? Are you fucking kidding me?
And I understand drafting for need, which I think the Bears, especially under Pace, they did that. I think that under Pace, they did a lot of drafting for need, but I do think that you should target the best player available, period. If that means that, okay, well, I have a quarterback, but this quarterback is projected to be, the next Andrew Luck or something, then you take that guy. There's nothing wrong with competition, right? And I think competition drives everybody. Fields played a little better last year, right? But he also knew that it wasn't his team yet. He had competition. This year, it's his team. And he struggled. And I know people make a big fucking deal about, his comments in the post-game press conferences. And then today they were talking about if Justin Fields is the guy, nobody cares what he says in a press conference, period. Right? Like, look at Bill Belichick. That guy says nothing in a press conference, but he's got 6 Super Bowls. People don't care. If you're the guy, nobody will care what you say, but it seems like he's shook right now. When I watched him last week, especially the game started off with the fumble, right? That's a terrible omen. I feel like that got in his head. It threw him off the rest of the game, and it showed. My fear is that type of mindset is going to linger longer than it should, and it could be a real detriment to his career.
I can see it. I can definitely see it. But also at the same time, you got to let this kid do his thing, and that's where I'm in limbo. Angelo, that's where I'm in limbo. I want to see this kid go out there and throw the ball 25, 30 times a game, and they're not letting him do it.
No, they're not. But is that because they see something in practice that they know isn't good? And it could be that. It could be the fact that it's a new offense, right? And implementing a new offense is tough. But if Justin Fields is the guy we think he is, it shouldn't be that tough, right? Like, one of the things that they talk about that they loved about Fields when he came out of the draft was his ability to read plays, remember plays, and understand plays. That hasn't translated this year at all. So I don't know if this is just a hiccup. It's only 3 games into the season, but there's a real possibility that if he can't get past this mental thing, his career could be this. And that's not exciting for me as a Bears fan.
No, it's definitely not. It's 100% not. So on that note, Angelo, as we sit here right now on September 28th. Okay, sorry. I had to one-eye it.
No, that's okay. I had my phone, so I had the date right up on there.
September 28th. They go up against the Giants this weekend on Sunday.
Yeah.
Where do you see him? Is it a win or a loss?
Well,
with the Cole Kmet touchdown.
My diehard Bears fandom can make a logical explanation of why I think they could win. I think they have to win this game. I think Justin Fields has to play better this game. If they go out there and play like they did last week, they will lose badly to this Giants team.
I agree.
Saquon Barkley will run all over them. Daniel Jones, he's not the greatest, but he's also not just some guy to take lightly. Like, he can make the throws that he needs to make when he needs to make them. And if you get down early against this team, they're not gonna throw the ball with him. They're gonna use Saquon the rest of the game. You don't have, and I have no faith in this offense to come back if they're down 2 touchdowns. I'm sorry.
Right.
I haven't had that faith in a Bears offense in fucking 5 years. Right. So I think the last time I ever felt that way was when Cutler was still around, and that's because he didn't give a shit. He would just throw the ball everywhere. But I think the Bears will win this game. They'll go 3-1. I think Fields will play better, and I do think Cole Kmet gets a touchdown.
Oh my God. Bet it. Bet it, everybody. Angelo says it. It's a bet.
Bears on the money line, Fields over for yards, and a Cole Kmet touchdown. Bank on it. Just so everybody knows who's just joining right now, I don't win my parlays ever. So don't follow anything I say about
Bank
that.
on it.
Bank on it.
That was the best part of it all. Bank on it.
Yeah.
Angelo, where can we find you? Where can we listen to you? Thank you again. Well, on time out. Thank you again so much for coming out with me tonight on such short notice.
Yeah.
Hanging out, fucking around, talking with Jim Cornelison, talking with his buddy Ed Shrunk, and doing our thing. It was a lot of fun.
Man, it was fun to, dust off the old dynamic duo for once in a while. And I know I had you on my show. Right now I'm over at the Undefeated Sports Network. You can find me on Twitter at SportCourtAC, like it's on the screen.
Well, you're killing it over there. You're killing it.
Yeah, we're trying, man. We're looking for more personalities to grow. Right now we have Sport Court, Turtles Take, like I said, the Out of Hibernation pregame show. We're trying to start up a wrestling show. I want to get a baseball show. There's a lot of shit that I'm trying to do, and hopefully we can get that going in the right direction. You can find us there at Undefeated SN21 on Twitter. And give us a follow, man. We're growing pretty quickly. We have a special treat once we hit 1,000 followers. So, we're getting there. We're trying.
Yeah, you're just doing a great job over there, and I do listen to what you guys have going on over there, and that's awesome. I
appreciate it. And like I said, you came on and helped me out one night when I needed a guest, and I got no problem jumping on and shooting the shit with you. Without, my time with you on this show, I don't think I'd have the confidence to do what we're doing now. So it all kind of worked out in the end for everybody,
Stop. As
Aaron Jones hits his 61st home run.
Did he do it?
Yeah. So he tied Roger Maris. Now one more breaks the record. So,
Aaron Judge, baby. Took him in the 4th round of my fantasy draft this year.
Coolio died too. Just now.
Coolio?
Yeah. Gangster's Paradise.
What?
Yeah.
Been spending most of our lives.
Yeah. He died.
Living in a gangster's paradise.
Yep. That's a solid song. That was the first song I ever got drunk to when I was like 14 up in my room.
You know what? Not trying to be a jerk. I'll still take the Weird Al version over it.
I mean, if you're in the mood for Weird Al, that shit slaps. So
yeah,
it's definitely a vibe.
Most of our lives living in an Amish paradise. I churned butter once or twice, living in an Amish paradise. Yeah, I wish I could sing.
I can't sing either, so
me neither. That's not a broken record.
That's not my thing.
Thank you for hopping on with me, man. I really do appreciate it. I'm gonna go get some Wendy's after this.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, baby.
Wendy's is the shit. I used to work for Wendy's when I was in high school.
Let me get those spicy nugs.
Yeah, those are fire. Literally.
Spicy nugs, bro. So, Angelo, where can we find you again? One more time.
Sport Court AC, like it's on the screen, and then you can find the Undefeated Sports Network at Undefeated SN21 on Twitter.
All right, thank you so much. And again, special thank you to all of our sponsors here. The Whistle Sports Bar and Grill, 159 Studio, and then John Darren, Paul over at Nick and Ivy Brewing Company. And then, Jesus Christ, we have so many sponsors. It's ridiculous. We have the Game On Bar and Grill. We have that place. That unbelievable beef sandwich. And we just, guys, just come and follow us, because all these sponsors are fantastic. And you're not going to go hungry. I tell you that much. You're
and
not
you have a
gonna
nice
go hungry.
cigar.
I'm a fat guy. Habano cigars, the whole nine. Yeah, after you're fat and sassy, you go to Habano Cigars, you grab a cigar. You hang out, you get all fat and gross, and you sit there and just sweat and smoke a stogie. But yeah, all these guys are fantastic. Thank you guys so much for absolutely everything. I will see you guys hopefully Sunday morning. Harry's got a hurricane just completely messing up his entire life. So
yeah, man, I could never fucking deal with a hurricane.
Yeah.
I'll deal with some cold ass weather up here. I'm cool with that.
Listen, I'm good with it. I'm good with 54. He sits there and talks shit all summer long. Look at me. Look at me.
Yep, in fucking Florida.
Yeah, now,
I mean,
right
Florida's great, but I ain't. Nope. Just like people who live in like Tornado Alley, any chance my house gets picked up and moved, no, count me out. I'm not fucking with that kind of weather.
Well, he's ready to do it. So, but on that note, guys, we are out of here. We will talk to you guys later. Have a good night. I'll see you guys next week. Later.